Hey folks, we're here with the 100 subscriber special. Yes, thanks to your incredibly generous support, I've reached 100 subscribers in the past week. Actually, you guys far and away exceeded 100 subscribers. We're actually over 120 at the moment. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. It's meant so much to me, and you guys are all amazing in my book. Among some of the new subscribers, we have Reddy, who was the 100th subscriber to the channel. So shout out to Reddy. And also we had Wanlin Zhao, famous whale captain supporter over at Cart Life. If you guys follow Cart Life, you might remember Wanlin Zhao famously was in Sammy D's ranked group, and he had the skill and the humility to allow Sammy to win his group, and he was still able to win his own ranked mode, which was it was a really great story and highlights everything good within the community. So I definitely feel like we've built up a great group of people here, and the comments section is always incredible, you guys. I love discussing things with you, so thank you so much for all of that. Now, in this episode, I figured I'd just talk a little bit about the channel, how I got into it, and first, let's take a look at the brand new news, right? When we all turned on our app today, we saw in the news there's an update coming, and within this update, they're going to do away with the login bonuses, which, reading on the Discord, some people are a little bit concerned at that, but honestly, I think that this is a great move because look, they're not going to do away with the login bonuses to provide us with worse options. And while the text is a little bit ambiguous because these things are being translated, and also, if you guys have followed the Twitter page for the game Mario Kart Tour, EN, I believe it is for English, and JP for the Japanese version, they say that there's a chance to receive rubies in these pipes that they show here, which goes contrary to how we know that pipes currently exist, right? When we go into a pipe, it's usually attached to a banner that has specific probabilities for normal, supers, and high ends, right? So now they're almost making it seem like these pipes could contain items such as tickets, rubies, coins, that sort of thing. So if that's the new way that pipes will go, at least for this today's challenge pipe, TCP, as Sammy has called it, then it's going to be an exciting new way to get items in the game. But even if it's not about items and just going into a pipe, that gives us more pipe pulls, which is great because, as you guys know, I'm free to play entirely, and I would love to do more pipe pulls with you guys, but I am very stringent with my savings and when I go into a pipe. So if they gave us more free pipes, that would be amazing because I could open them more often with you guys on video, and that would bring me a lot of joy, and hopefully I could pass that along to you as well. So I see this as good news. Now, as for how this tour is progressing, right? You guys know I came on video and I was very disappointed with the first reaction, and through discussing it with everybody, I got my hopes up, and I went into the pipe. So if you guys missed it, you could check out my pipe polls in the link above. It was really a roller coaster ride, as is most of the case when I go into the pipe, but those were particularly special. And the Rambi Rider cart, I've already brought to level 3 and double capped it. It's been almost my sole purpose for logging in. I brought it up all the way in order to collect the XP points on it, and that's how I've been playing every day. I've been using it on multiplayer quite a bit, and also in my single player runs. So I've grinded a bit on Dino Jungle. Enough so, as you guys see, I have 36,000, my highest score to date. It was a giant banana frenzy with a banana frenzy and a second giant banana frenzy. So very good run. And as you guys can see, I am currently in first place I didn't underbake. I have a 14-point lead, so it's perfect right now. I had tried to do this video doing ranked runs on camera with you guys, but unfortunately the screen recording made the game unplayable. It was probably less than 5 frames per second. It was really rough. Like, the combo was dropping, but then it really wasn't. It would reappear as soon as the next frame came up. So you know, if I get a new phone down the line, then perhaps that would have the processing power and whatnot to be able to do runs with you guys. And that would be something special to look forward to in the future. However, let me just talk a little bit about the channel. I first joined Cart Life. If you guys watch Sammy D's videos, which most of you probably do, you know, he said in a recent video, which was very flattering and kind, that I'm like the unofficial free-to-play correspondent of Cart Life. And that's kind of how I came about, honestly, because when I re-entered the game last August, I was looking for a place that had a friendly free-to-play section to discuss things, because I've been in a lot of big groups before, and it's difficult to talk about the game with people that can understand what it's like to be a free-to-play player, because it is vastly different. And as far as I'm aware, there's really no full-time free-to-play YouTubers out there for Mario Kart Tour. So I put together like almost like a guide of information of things that I believe strongly at the time. And you know, I asked Sammy, like, hey, you know, if you ever are looking to expand your content, you know, do like just one feature on free to play and how it's different. And I know Sammy's friend Adrian, so shout out Adrian. He's a free to play player, but I respect that, you know, he wants to do his content his way, the things that he's familiar with and looking at. And when I started thinking about making my own content is after the first anniversary tour and the Halloween tour, I got really competitive in the game, like nonstop combo, double coin frenzy, you know, optimal runs. And that's when I started to see my ranked groups change, right? Where it was no longer just like that run was good enough. Each week I kept being matched up with more and more difficult opponents as my skill level was increasing. And it was to the point where my skill level increased to the point where I could no longer compete without investing against the players I was being given. And you know, I complained a lot about it at first, but then I said, okay, look, I don't want to make my life miserable. I don't want to make other people's lives miserable. So I started observing and seeing what was going on. And you know, through that time, the free-to-play members on Cart Life were instrumental in vetting all the ideas and theories I had around the game and how matchmaking works and things of that nature. So, you know, members like Justin C, Esai, Alpha, Cope, and more recently Bolt and Thomas, like, you guys have been amazing, and I would not be doing this without your encouragement and without you guys vetting my ideas and whatnot. So thank you to all of you for being so supportive of me along the way. And I'm not only a voice for myself, but you guys as well. So really means a lot. And yeah, and also, I mean, Sammy has been more than supportive of me along the way. And let's put it this way, folks. For a guy who's as well off as Sammy is on the YouTube scene, to take some time out and be supportive, write a comment, or provide encouragement either in public or in private, it's just, it really speaks volumes to his character as a person. So great guy. If you guys, for some small chance, if you follow me but you don't follow Cart Life, please go subscribe to him. He's amazing. So also along the way, I found that there's honestly very few free-to-play players who are like absolutely true blood free-to-play. But a lot of Gold Pass only players have found the information that I provide very informative, if not at least curious or interesting. And probably the one key member that I've referenced here on the channel quite a bit is Dave Falto. After all, I've named every Coins of Plenty day after Dave. I call them Dave Days now because of his coin exploit. If you don't know about it, I'll provide a link above. Basically, it's a trick to maximize the amount of coins you can get on a Coins of Plenty day through a multiplayer glitch. So if you're curious about that, you can check it out. I may redo that content in the future because I honestly feel like not enough people heard about it. And I don't know, maybe you guys just find multiplayer to be a nuisance, or like it's not worth it for like 300 extra coins, but it's a real game changer for all of you out there who would like to maximize what you're capable of doing. And I feel like the stuff that I do on this channel, the content, definitely speaks to that kind of player. And it would be nice just to get that information out there. I mean, not just for my sake, but Dave, I mean, you know, he's really looking out for people in the community. So great guy. Also, I mean, the amount of data he collects, it dwarfs anything that I've collected. So he's very meticulous and even more analytical than I am. But we've had so many fascinating conversations, both in public and in private, about the underlying mechanisms in the game. And one thing that I haven't been able to bring forth yet in a free-to-play feature, because I haven't found direct causation, are the ticket inventory that you have affecting your ranked pairings. I've seen that in my own game, where as I was saving tickets, my ranked groups were not getting any easier. They were getting harder, actually. So I would be tearing down and collecting more tickets, and my groups would be getting harder, even though I was tearing down. However, I haven't presented that as being causation, because I know of cases in which players such as Bolt had saved tickets, and he's tiered up now like 9 out of the last 10 weeks. So obviously there's more to it than just the tickets, and you know, I'll provide that information with you guys when we have a more concrete definition of how that plays, because it definitely feels like it's a factor, but to what extent? It feels like it's more minor, and some of the other larger trends loom large and probably make what the tickets do insignificant. Anyway, I believe that's it for shoutouts. Now, where the channel is going in the future, I do have some exciting ideas planned that involve more than the free-to-play feature. I've come up in my head anyway with an idea for content that I can do that's both cutting edge but also more leading edge, let's say, like that are not fully vetted but just absolutely fascinating ideas and the implications that they have in the game, and then presenting that to the community and having dialogue around that in terms of the viability, like how much is this at play, in other words. So stay tuned for that in the future. Now, what we're here for today is, unfortunately, I couldn't do a ranked run with you guys. It's unplayable, but I will do the final time trial and the all clear pipe live. So I see that we have DK as the pre-selected driver, absolutely perfect for this. And while I do this, I do just have some more thoughts on this tour and more things moving forward, because as I've played, I've found that actually this tour, I honestly, look, it was devastating to me and to all the Kong fans out there when they didn't come out with a brand new alt, right? But I must say that the tracks that are available, I can't complain about these tracks. Look, I would love to have a new track. However, what track would I want to replace them with? I love Calamari Desert, as you see here. I love Dino Dino Jungle. I love DK Summit. I mean, these are my favorite tracks. I mean, they even threw in Waluigi Pinball RT. The only thing missing are the other Waluigi pinballs. Yeah, I haven't completely turned my opinion around, because look, the real depressing, or I should say sobering part of this update isn't this tour itself, but it's the future, right? Because without that new alt, I've been saving all my resources, and it's like I have nothing to use them on, right? So ultimately, I'm going to feel the repercussions of this tour in the subsequent tours. Because well, look, I do have the Ramby cart, and I'm going to be very carefully looking at the buffs that they give that. Hopefully it becomes a top 10 cart. I have my heart set on it, but if it doesn't become a top 10 cart, I don't regret my investment, because actually, while it doesn't get any new tracks, if you guys don't follow StudFit, you absolutely should. He has comprehensive data that he goes through with Tabor. Tabor's a big friend of the channel here. He does amazing work, both StudFit and Tabor. Absolutely amazing work. And he breaks it down every tour. And he said that for the Ramby Runner cart, it doesn't have any new tracks, since there were no new tracks this tour. And that's the one thing that it's at a disadvantage in. However, the existing tracks that it does get, I didn't really have any strong carts, so it's going to be my #1 cart for all of those tracks, even though it's not a brand new track in its repertoire. And hopefully the fact that it wasn't given a brand new track to begin with, they'll give it a little bit of extra sweetness down the line. I certainly hope so. Anyway, look at all of the Ramby carts here in this video. Dixie's my most used driver, of course. Wow, that is hilarious. Look at all of the Ramby carts. Oh my goodness. All right, all cups cleared, you guys. There's nothing specific I'm looking for in this pipe, so anything is good with me. Let's just give it a whirl and see what we got here. Hey, Tropical Glider. Okay, that's one of the spotlights in the pipe, and now brings it to level 3. I'm really happy about that. Look, I know like a lot of people get duplicate gliders and they're like, oh, that's a trash pull. Any glider is an amazing pull, okay? The extra combo time, especially if it's like a level 2 or a level 3 glider, okay, once it's up to like level 4 and level 5, you're gonna keep combo no matter what, basically, almost in any situation. But to go from 10% to 15% is huge, and to go from 15% to 20% equally is massive. But yeah, if the difference between 20 and 25% isn't as significant, since once you get to 20%, I mean it's reduced return off of what you're getting there. Of course, the significant component is for the bonus points. As for what's in store for week 2, I will be coming to you guys with a hopefully a live reaction to the new tour preview, which will be on Friday, and I'll also provide you guys with a week 2 update, since the second week of ranked mode does look like it's going to have some exciting things for me, although it will be tough competition given that I've come in first 2 weeks in a row, and I'll be back to my peak tier of 48. But I do have a Kong on all 3 tracks, and we're going to further invest into the Ramby Runner. We're going to take it to at least level 4. Whether or not I can win ranked mode, that will probably happen, unless it will make absolutely no difference on the outcome. But we might even go beyond level 4 if first place is in play. So there's going to be a lot of exciting moves to follow with that. But as I was saying before, you know, my outlook, okay, look, it's not totally bleak, but as a Kong fan, I just would like to request a little bit more from Nintendo, right? We had a couple of DK tracks like DK Pass and DK Summit that came to the game without a Kong character, and it's not like I want a flood of Kong characters, right? I had discussed this on Discord with you guys recently, in which if they had given one of the existing Kongs Giant Banana, I wouldn't have even minded if they had gone through this entire tour without a new alt, right? Like, let's just use Funky Kong for example. Banana Barrels is very appropriate for his character. Make no mistake, I'm not asking or saying that it should have had Giant Banana, but if it had Giant Banana, the amount of value that that character would have would be so much greater, because it would be a lot more competitive between him as an option with the coin boxers that are in play on his tracks, as well as the fact that for the tracks like Choco Mountain, Dino Dino Jungle and whatnot, those are absolutely incredible tracks for Giant Banana, and he would be very competitive scoring wise. But frankly, some of his tracks are difficult with the Banana Barrel special. And look, I'm not one of those players that says that Banana Barrels is trash. To be honest with you, I have it ranked as the 6th best special. It might be a little bit high in the rankings to most of you guys. It might be 7th or 8th, but I basically look at it as Coinbox first, Giant Banana, Lucky 7, Boomerang, and then in 5th I have the Bowser Shell, because it's so easy to fish for. It's kind of similar to the Lucky 7, where if you're in 6th and 7th place, you get that and you just rack up the score. It's incredible. And then right after that, I have the Banana Barrel, which actually Banana Barrel can sometimes be better than the Bowser Shell, particularly the singles. People sleep on the singles because the thought in the community is that, well, you run into your own banana and that ruins things. But first of all, you're not losing combo as you do that, right? And now that you have Banana Barrel Plus, I call it Giant Banana Barrel. You shoot out giant bananas. Sometimes I've had as many as 4 or 5 giant bananas come out, and you can absolutely break the ceiling in terms of scoring with that special. So obviously it's a very competitive special, but it isn't Giant Banana, because the Giant Banana you can place in a very premeditated path and do a lot of destruction to the bots that are in play. So, and along with that, rack up the score. So if there was a Kong with Giant Banana, I would say, look, you know what? We have everything that we need in the game. I don't need more, right? I'm not somebody that just constantly wants and wants and wants. As you guys know, on the free-to-play feature, I talk about how I'm always trying to save resources or hold out using them for the most optimal return value that I can get off of them. So I'm not someone that's just like anxious and eager to like pull on this pipe, pull on this pipe. No, it's like, it's the same thing with my character requests, honestly. So for those of you out there that find it difficult to relate to the disappointment and frustration of people who are fans of the Donkey Kong franchise, I would, like, pick any character that you would like to see. Like if they had the Tanuki tour without the Tanuki alt, it's like, it's honestly massively disrespectful. I haven't changed my mind about that, despite this tour's, look, I mean, given the tracks in play, I've talked with the other Kong faithful, and everybody's having fun with the tracks, honestly. And it's not anything to do with that. It's what they've done to them in the past, the characters, and what the future holds. And it doesn't look good. Look, if they come out with, a Giant Banana Kong alt or something like that, that would completely restore the good faith and then some. So I really hope that they do that down the road. It would give me a lot of content to work with, a lot of excitement, and it would also, one thing, like Ray from the Discord, he goes by a different name on YouTube. He had told me that the new park that had launched in March in Japan, that was dedicated to Mario, and the Mario Racer theme was centered around it. They have a lot to the side of that that's set aside and zoned, I guess, for a future DK theme park. So clearly they're not done with that franchise. I just, I guess we have to apply patience when it comes to that. It's just unfortunate because, look, this isn't the only franchise that has been teased at and forsaken to an extent. I mean, we just had it recently with Wario, right? Most of us in the community thought Wario, or at the very least Waluigi, would have been in that Ninja tour, and it ended up being Shy Guy, and the garlic was a total red herring. And while the Wario fan base might not be as vocal as the Kongs or whatnot, I was definitely sympathetic, and now I'm empathetic because we've all experienced it, and hopefully for the rest of this year we can at least see one new driver, like absolutely new driver, that will really excite the fan base and let's see a few alts of things that don't have many alts, right? That would really make polling exciting. I mean, even the guys that poll every single tour, the ones who support this game, that help ensure that all the workers at Nintendo are getting paid and whatnot, and it's a viable game. I'm sure they would like to see things that aren't just like the 23rd Mario or Peach, you know. But I digress. I do think that there's a lot to look forward to, and there's a lot of cool things that you can look forward to on the channel here. So leave a like on the video, and also one thing that's been huge, I'll give another shout out to Apollo. He's shared my videos on Reddit. When you guys share my videos, it brings this content to more people, and I'm not somebody who's huge on self-promotion or, you know, getting popular or whatnot. It doesn't matter to me, but the more eyes that are on this content, also the more feedback I get, which increases the quality of my content. It gets me having more discussions and learning new things about the game that I can in turn share with everybody. So it really facilitates the process, as well as reaching eventually, if I'm fortunate enough, 1,000 subscribers, because then we could do stuff live, and that opens up a world of possibilities. So if you guys like this content, please share it and spread the word, because I would love to do more creative stuff with you guys in the future. Thank you so much for the support up to this point. It's been a wild ride, and I've enjoyed it quite a bit. So take care, you guys. I'll see you on the next one. So long.